What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. My name is Adam. I am your host. So, a piece of news that I definitely saw last week, but I did not talk about on the podcast, was that there is a new addition to the Panini Blockchain cards. And this time it looks like there's going to be physical cards, and they're using the Panini Prizm design. So, back in January, I think when the first set of Panini Blockchain cards came out, I was talking about the NT cards, and then when they came out with Flawless, at first I thought they were cards, but they actually were just digital. So they did do something different with a lot of different versions of these blockchain cards. Like, each release has been something different. So the first one, they had the physical cards. The second one, I believe they did was, they weren't physical cards, but they did the Dutch auction, which was like a sneaker patch auto fake, I guess you could call it, but like the actual blockchain, like it's actually just a digital product, that card. And then they did a redemption in Flawless, and then this is going to be, I think what I saw is they're doing another Dutch auction, I'm pretty sure. But the interesting thing that I did see when I was looking at some of the blogs that they've come out with is that there's going to be multiple one-of-ones. Like, I saw 3 different Zion one-of-ones, which, you know, that I'm somebody who has kind of said that there's too many like of these like variations. Like, if you look at and I know this is going back pretty far, but if you go back to collegiate, if you go back to Panini Contenders Collegiate, there was like 3 different versions of all the base cards, and then each of the base cards had their own separate parallels that came in there. So there was like 30 one-of-ones within that first product, which is insane. And I think that's honestly what could be happening with basketball. They may just be trying to produce as much product as they can, because this one actually is interesting too, because I did see some football cards. So I saw a Patrick Mahomes card. Actually, I'm going to go to the Panini post and see if I can look at it quickly, just because I want to look at the Zion cards, actually. Let's see, let's scroll. And they actually had collegiate football as well. So yeah, they had 3 different, what looks like 3 different one-of-ones. So I'm not 100% sure if they're doing the auctions, but it looks like, actually I'm not 100% sure if these are all one-of-ones, because there's 2 that, one of them has a Nike patch, one of them has a Pelicans patch, and then one of them is a gold Logo Man auto. So I'm not sure what they're exactly doing here. Let me see if I go to their blog, and yeah, blockchain. So I'm pulling up the blog right now to take a look, to try and maybe get a little bit more clarity on this, because they also have some other blockchain cards up now that are like, they're not. Oh, so here's some more recent sales. So there was, yeah, blockchain, where I'm trying to go to find more here. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, well, whatever. So on these blockchain cards, or on the Prizm blockchain cards, because now I'm seeing they also have a Tua card. They had a Patrick Mahomes card. So the thing I like about what they're doing with blockchain is that they're really trying to mix it up. Now, I think I could see the other perspective where they're saying, no, they're watering down the actual product. And I guess I could see that, but I mean, the interesting thing that they're doing with these Prizm cards is that they're using the Prizm brand, but they don't even really like look that much like Prizm cards, to be honest. Like, it's not like they're using the actual design. Like, the blockchain NT cards, they were basically almost a replica of what the actual NT cards were going to look like, where this one, the design is definitely, it has a Prizm look to it, where it's using a lot of the design concepts, where it's like slash lines and the like border design, and the way that the card is kind of designed, I can see how it has that Prizm feel to it, but it seems like it was just a design that they kind of put together, that then they just put the Prizm logo on there, and they're saying now this is Prizm. So the physical cards, I guess we're never really going to know what Panini's plans are with this. It seems like they're, the one thing is that they have used 2 of like the top brands here to for the physical cards. So like they used Impeccable, and then they came up with another one. Those were just the redemptions that were sold as digital assets, but the Prizm and the NT, which I would say are probably two of the top brands for Panini, those are the ones that they're coming out with the physical cards. And they're coming out with multiple of the cards. And I haven't seen on the website at all. I'm going to try and Google it again. Panini Prizm Blockchain, because I want to see if they have said what type of auction they're going to be doing. Yeah, so it's about to get real. So there's a 300 card Prizm set that it looks like, it says that they're all one of ones, but right here I'm looking and it says there's 3 different Zions here. So I don't know if that means that, okay, hold on. For the January launch, yep, that's what it was for there. So the Patrick Mahomes is, yeah, it doesn't really say. July 6th, the company, once again, physical/digital product. 300. It says there's 300 cards. Okay, so this makes sense here. So it looks like it's going to be it's going to be a 100-card checklist with each of the cards having 3 different variations. So there's going to be a cracked ice Prizm, there's the mosaic Prizm, and then there's the gold vinyl Prizm. So it looks like that's why there's 3 different Zions. That's why they displayed 3 different Zions. So that makes sense of how they're going to differentiate each of the cards. Now, I'm looking at the page itself, and it doesn't say whether the cards are going to be. I don't think it's not saying on here. Unique Panini shortlist. I'm trying to find if it's going to be like a Dutch auction, or if it's going to be how they're going to be selling these cards, because I don't think it says in the actual blog yet. Okay, so it doesn't say in the actual blog how the cards are going to be sold, if it's going to be a Dutch auction or if it's going to become first come first serve, which I would say there's probably a pretty good chance that it's going to be a Dutch auction, because I think that's what they've done for all the rest of the releases. And like I said, they have been trying to switch up the concepts and ideas within each of the releases. But I think with this one, I would say it's safe to say that they're probably going to stick with what has worked relatively. Like I went through and added up all the prices of the NT cards, and it came out to like $400,000 they made, which, granted, you have to take in production, you have to take in uniform thing, you have to take in a signature. So I'm not sure. One thing that I'm thinking here is that they have a bunch of autos, because it looks like these are sticker autos, unfortunately, which, granted, there's no way really for them to get these autos, to get them signed on card. But what I'd say they probably did for these cards is that they could be sticker autos because they have products that they're not going to be coming out with, maybe. I think like the release schedule that I've seen is very tentative, so I don't know if there are like a ton of products where maybe they're not releasing them for some reason, or if they are, or if they just have a bunch of sticker autos that they say maybe for next year we're not going to be releasing them, and that's why we're going to come out with this one. So, I mean, the big change obviously here is that instead of 1 card for each player, and there's going to be 300 cards throughout the set, it looks like they're doing 1 player is going to have 3 different cards. So on the 100 card checklist, there's going to be only 100 players, but I think that's what I just said. Each player is going to have 3 different versions of the card that's being sold. So, we'll see if they're going to release all of the 3 at the same time, or if it's going to be like they'll release the first 100, then the second 100, then the third 100. Because I think these Zion cards are probably going to be the most expensive. And a difference on these ones compared to the NT cards is that these ones do have a rookie card logo on them. So the NT didn't have a rookie card logo. Now, the one-of-one Logo Man NT, they probably had to differentiate that card between the blockchain version and the regular NT RPA one-of-one, and not putting that RC. That could have been a mistake, or it could have been a conscious decision that they made because they wanted to make sure people could differentiate. With this one, it's a very different design than the regular Prizm cards. It's different than, because I don't even think I don't know if there are any. I think with Prizm, what they do is they have only auto cards and only memorabilia cards. I don't think there are patch autograph cards within Prizm. So that's one thing that's making this a little bit different. Now, the gold, see, they're calling these cards one of ones, and they each have different parallels that are one of one. But with what it looks like, what's going to be the gold vinyl card, it looks like they're going to be using the Logo Man in there, and then the Prizm, and then the Cracked Ice parallels are going to be just regular other patches. So I don't know if that means that's what it's going to be for everybody, or if they're going to be switching up where, like, for Jaw, the gold vinyl is a regular patch, and then they do the Cracked Ice is the Logo Man one of one, or the Logo Man gold Prizm. But that, I think that just means that they are one of ones, but at the same time there's three of them that they're coming out and they're calling them one of ones. So it almost seems like to me that I don't know. I guess you could say they're sort of devaluing the concept of the one of one in a way by coming out with three different versions and making one of the versions better than the other two versions that are coming out. But at the same time, I mean, I've been kind of in this same boat where I'm okay with them doing stuff like this as long as, like, the execution ends up working out. Like, I hope that maybe they switch it up, but if they don't, I completely understand if they keep it this way throughout all the cards. Like for what it looks like, the Patrick Mahomes, it looks like the Mosaic Prizm has a Nike patch. So, and it looks like the Zion Mosaic Prizm also has a Nike patch. So I'm thinking that they have a they have a theme going out through each of them. And I think realistically what they should have done here is they should have, if they're going to do it this way where the gold vinyl has the Logo Man, and that's a different design, and the window where the Logo Man is makes the design different. I wish they had just then come out with three different designs, so that way it's not like one of them is going to, I think the Logo Man will probably be the most expensive out of the three for across the board. But at least if they're doing it this way, they can keep the designs different, so that way, even though, yes, they are different parallel colors, the design is also different, and that's what makes it a one of one, because the Mosaic and the Cracked Ice have the same design, and it's just a different patch that's in the window. So that's what is coming out, and it looks like July 6th is when that's coming out, so next week. So you have about a week if you're trying to get your ducks in a row so you can buy one of these Zion Prizm blockchain cards. I would say, I don't know, I'm pretty sure the one of one Zion, actually I guess I can just look that up really quickly. Panini Blockchain National Treasures, I think it's sold for treasures. Let's see, because I know it's on Cardboard Connections. I know they have a list of all. They have a list of all the ones that sold the highest. The Zion sold for $60K. So I would say people aren't going to value this one as high as that. So I would say it's probably going to be in the $40K range, just based off of the fact of pretty much everything that I said. I would say the gold vinyl Zion with the Logo Man will probably be $40K, and then the other two I feel like will be in the $25 to $30K range. I just think that people are definitely going to value the Logo Man gold vinyl one more than the other two, just for that reason, because it has a Logo Man and the other two don't. And that's all I've got for today's episode. So I want to thank everybody for listening. If you want to leave a review on iTunes, that would be phenomenal. I would really appreciate that. Go follow our sponsor at Star Stock Market on Twitter and Instagram. And you can go follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at Heroes for Sale. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Before we get into today's episode, I want to talk to you about our sponsor, StarStock. You've heard me talk about them in the past, and now the website has been launched for a few weeks, and it looks really, really great. One of the best parts about the site is the fact that you can just send the cards in, and you don't have to worry about making any listings or taking any pictures. You just send the cards in, and they basically do all the work for you, which is really awesome. Another great part about the company is actually their website. So I'm somebody that uses the internet pretty frequently, and one of my pet peeves is when the site doesn't optimize for mobile. So StarStock's site does do this when you're on mobile versus desktop, and it's super easy to navigate. Now you can go to the website and register as a seller right from the site. You don't have to do any contact. And soon I've heard they're going to be getting some graded cards up on the website as well. So you can go to starstock.com to check out that. And then you can also go follow them on Twitter and Instagram at StarStockMarket. Now let's get into the show.